everyone, I am Tacet, and today I'm going to be going over some teams based off of Keeper of Souls and Bone Dragon. These are two troops that are available within the event keys this week, and I'm also going to be showing the teams I'm actually going to be doing for this video on screen right now. I'm going to be doing these for all team videos from now on, just so we have some kind of general overview at the beginning of a video that goes over all of them. If any of you just want to skip to a specific one, or if you just wanted to see all of them at once, we will now have that interface, as you can see right there, and we'll be doing that every single time we do team videos for now on. One thing to note about these teams is, for one, there is quite a bit of soul farming within Khetar itself over there, as well as skull spam. And to get these, all you need to do is just go over to chest, and they are random drops within the event pool on both PC and mobile, and all those teams I showed will work on all platforms of the game as well. And this is the first time, as I said last video too, that both of the events are the same kingdom for all platforms this week. So yeah, all of you now have the ability to get specifically Keeper of Souls and Bone Dragons. Those are two legendary drops that you have a chance of getting in this, but there's quite a few other good Khetar troops, and we'll be going over some teams with all of them right now. So let's just go and start into that then. So first off, we're just going to be doing them in order from left to right, as we did right there. So we're going to be starting off with the Keeper of Souls soul farming team. You can replace this out if you do not have an Azurus, or you don't have an Azurus traded. You can replace that out with an Abrep. A couple of these teams may seem somewhat similar to the teams that we did in the skull spam team video, which I will post in the top right for any of you that are interested in seeing that as well. But the main reason for that is Khetar has a lot of skull spam in it, and skull spam is essentially whenever you get a lot of skulls that you can put on the board, particularly anytime we can do about 15 or more. And Keeper of Souls, Bone Dragon are both particularly good in being able to just completely fill up the board with skulls. So what we're going to try to be doing here is getting up our giant spider. We're going to be needing that giant spider mainly to make sure we can keep getting full mana onto our Azurus, so he doesn't have to waste his turn, or he can get all of his mana back whenever he casts. Because if there's 13 or more purple gems on the board, he does gain all 6 of his mana back, which is very, very powerful for looping. So we'll take some blues here. We get our giant spider up. We'll be able to use that, use Keeper of Souls, use Azurus, and just keep trying to keep going from there. Unfortunately, he did just drain us there. So we will have to go and retrieve our mana. Hopefully he doesn't ruin that nice purple yellow right there. He probably will. He's already denying our blues and greens that we need, so we won't be able to get it up that way. I might just have to take these purples and go for it. Now let's go for a skull and give him some purples. He will get a stun off. Shouldn't be too important though. Oh, and a freeze. That freeze could be a little bit annoying. Luckily, we are not really doing anything with extra turns on that. He does have stone skin, so it will take us a little bit kind of to get through there. I'm actually going to use the Azurus here, even though we do not have the 13 blues on the board for the extra turn. There were skull alignment there, so we could just take the extra turn from it. So we'll go for these reds, get the yellows, and start getting our Valkyrie. That Valkyrie will be able to get up. Of course, he ruins it again. That Valkyrie will be able to get up our giant spider, which we really need up to really get this team functioning as it should be. But until then, we'll just keep tapping at skulls and trying to get alignment. At least this gives more time for the cleanse. This actually cleansed at a perfect time, because now we will get the extra turn off the blues. And we'll take that, use Giant Spider finally. It doesn't even matter if we Giant Spider the blues. Normally you would want to not to. If you can, like right here, we'll do it on purple. But if you have to, it doesn't really matter that much for this team. It mainly just matters if you have a lot of skulls on the board and a lot of purple. That's the only two things you really need spammed on the board when using this team. I'm trying to get alignment here on skulls so we can cast a Keeper of Souls, and there does not appear to be a extra turn anywhere that we can take, which is pretty unfortunate. Oh wait, yes there is, though I do have to overwrite the purple, and I think I'm going to. We'll take the purple there, get a bunch of skulls, get our extra turn, and we can just keep going from there. We'll take that, hope for a skull right there. Not quite where I wanted it, and there is an extra turn if we take it. We won't get the mana back for it. We actually haven't gotten the mana back yet for it, mainly because I keep removing the purple or doing other things with them. But we'll just do that. Take another skull. Now we don't have to worry about stone skin, so we'll do a lot more damage. We also do twice as much damage to the vines if you have his first trait. If we can actually get him unstunned, he would be doing that. So since we denied the purples earlier, we do have the problem of not having any purples on the board, so we can't really use our giant spider just to trade off of taking the extra turn from earlier. But we do get the Valkyrie up, starting to get a lot more going on the board. Even about to get a map right there on a 8 times cascade. We kill that out. We didn't even need the Divine Slayer thing. The main reason I'm actually using Azarus here instead of Abrath, well, for one, he's Khetar, and you can get him in event chests fairly easily. And the other reason is he does have Necromancy, and he does have Necromancy on all platforms of the game. Currently, there are some things that are slightly different on console, like for example, you don't actually have, or you guys on console have Necromancy on your Valkyrie as well, whereas PC and mobile, we don't have it on our Valkyrie anymore, but we do have it on some other troops. So we'll just take this, trying to get any form of alignment that can end out this match. Purple's still not giving us a single extra turn, which is making this go slightly slower. Let's see. I just have to use this on green or just some kind of color in general, or just take some brown, start getting the board out of the way so we can actually do something with one of these 2 converts. He's going to get a Queen Mab off, not really too worried about it though. We have the Mana Shield on our Valkyrie, plus he would have to cast that a few more times before he could really even do any damage to us. So still absolutely nothing off this board. This is insane. We'll take some reds here. Hopefully we'll get a good cascade. There we go. Perfect. Exactly what we needed at a time like this. Valkyrie, we could cast that first, but I do not want to get rid of these purples, so I'm going to use this for blue. We'll now finally be able to use Azarus for what he's supposed to be used for, and that is getting constant extra turns off the board. Though there's actually no alignment for doing so. Because if we cast it right now, there are 13 purples on the board, so we would just be able to get all of his mana back up. But unless we can actually take an extra turn from it, there's really no point in doing so. So we'll just go and take some mana. I believe I just denied some purples. We'll find out. Yep, he just took away enough purples, so that won't work anymore. Figures AI would go for that. So we'll just take the skull and just keep poking him down. We'll get another Valkyrie cast on PC and mobile. Necromancy does start raising your cap now, which does make it go extremely high. And one good thing about this team, whenever you're using a fully traded Keeper of Souls, is it can replace out your first slot with more, with whites, which on PC and mobile do have the chance of giving souls. And if not, they are still very, very powerful in just being able to do a bunch of true damage, which is good for cleaning up any enemies that you might have still remaining, like right now. So we'll just use this on purple. We don't really need that much now that we lost our Azarus. So we'll just do that, and that is match. All we have to do is take a skull, and there we go. Could have used Valkyrie one more time. That's what I was talking about with the white as well. You can just keep replacing out your Azarus from first slot with more and more whites. Pretty much every single kill. They still keep it on a 50% chance. I think they should raise Keeper of Souls to 100% chance, especially since on PC and mobile they did give Cabarrus the 100% chance to do so. So I don't know why they didn't add it to Keeper of Souls, but they probably will eventually. Anyways, let's go over to the Bone Dragon team. There are so many different teams that you can build with this. The main premise of this team is Manticore plus Bone Dragon. Everything else is pretty much optional depending on whatever you might have. What we're doing with this one is a double Bone Dragon with a deep borer. I set the banner to double blue. One good banner that's also pretty good with this team, if you're going to use it, is a brown purple banner. The reason I'm going double blue is mainly so we can keep spamming actually, I am going to repick this real quick. He does have a Sylvania Moor, so I do not want him to entangle spam us, because that will be a pretty big weakness. So this was the kind of the other composition I was talking about, except with a brown purple banner instead of what he's using. These teams like these are very, very popular, particularly more towards the middle or later on in the game. Unless your enemies actually have 20 armor or more, particularly 30 armor or more, you really don't want to be using a Bone Dragon. So earlier on in the game, Bone Dragon isn't as strong. You probably want to use a Keeper of Souls or something else to be able to do your skull spamming with. But later on in the game, it has some insanely high power since you can just keep spamming it over and over again, filling up the entire board just with skulls. So he did end up draining our mana core. I probably should have tried going for the drain on the first turn, but we'll go for this. This team is mainly to focus on browns though, and not really anything else. Of course, I shouldn't say that. We need to rush the reds and blues, and then that will create us browns. And because of that drain, we are a little bit short on mana, and there is nowhere where we can actually take it. So we are going to be slightly delayed here. I'll just take these purples, trying to get some cascades. Hopefully he will not take those. No, he will take it. And he's going to get his mana core closer to full mana. We'll take these skulls, get a bunch of mana, and this is also why you normally want to go a brown purple, or what I normally go on, simply because if we did, we would already have full mana on Bone Dragon. But I wanted to go the deep borer route. Haven't tried doing that for a while now with this team, so I figured we'd try it for this video and see how it could go, because the main premise of this team is just keep spamming Bone Dragon over and over and over again until you win. And we essentially do this. We'll use that over there. Hopefully get an extra turn. Come on, let's see it. There we go. Perfect. You then drain out the mana core. That'll also give us more attack, which is very beneficial. And now we just go down the line. Hit the second one, hit the third one, hit the fourth one, and then that is match. He does have a Bone Dragon of his own, though, so we could be losing our mana core right here. We got the first one off. We have the deep borer back up. If we could kill him right now with skulls, that would be amazing. Though I do not see a way that we can. There's this extra turn, but I don't believe that's going to cascade into a kill. And if it doesn't, we'll be wasting a lot just to do that. So instead of just doing the skull spam now, we're just going to take some mana. We're going to let him take one of the skulls. He'll just take one of the many skulls that are available, and then we just go back to what we were doing. We also have Impervious, so his Frozen Soul is not going to freeze us. As you saw right there, tried triggering, but Impervious triggered as well, which negated it. And now we just need to take one more skull, and that is match. We could probably even kill him out with the deep borer if there are 4 or more skulls in a column, which we could just do right there if he ends up taking skulls, or we can just do that. There we go. So yeah, that is double Bone Dragon. The main premise of the team is just mana core plus a Bone Dragon. You can even just put 3 mana cores with a Bone Dragon and it would work, or just like as you saw with his team, 2 mana cores, a deep borer, and a Bone Dragon. Anything of the such will end up working. And you can build all those pretty cheap. Bone Dragon, of course, is the hardest one to get, but of course, from event keys this week, you can obtain it a little bit easier. So for the last one, we are going a all Khetar build against a very annoying team, but we'll go do it against this. We can always kill him out with the famine, with the true damage on our white, and kind of go from there. One other thing to note about the team that we are currently using is you can replace out the Septate Warrior if you want for something like the hero. The hero, you do get a class from completing Khetar Kingdom. You get Alistair for completing the Kingdom, which is a armor booster, and you also get the Necromancer class, which has a really good weapon, one of the best weapons in the game, Creeping Death, once you get 250 wins on it. But you can use that class as well if you really wanted to get an even higher bonus with this team, and maybe use something like War and Peace or some kind of purple weapon to go with the team synergy or something of the such. But we're going to be running with this and seeing what we can do with it. Septate Warrior would of course be the one that you would place out. Septate Warrior is a good troop, but in a all Khetar team, he currently doesn't have an excessively good synergy with anything. Other than Alistair, you could kind of replace out the white with Alistair, but I want to go for the soul farming. As I said earlier, consoles, you guys won't be getting it until next patch. This team would still be just as strong as for you, but the main reason I'm using it with this is white does have the ability to gain souls as of the most recent patch, and consoles will be getting it soon. And this is very beneficial since we have 2 Necromancies, which will be raising up the cap on Keeper of Souls, and then again on our Azarus, which is what's making that up to 80 instead of the regular 40 that we would be gaining. So, kind of the same premise as the other team that we're using, except with a little bit less mana generation. It's similar to that first team. We'll just use this on the famine. We really want to kill out that famine. He is the absolute biggest threat, without a doubt, on the enemy team. One really good thing about our white as well is he will be creating us a bunch of let me take that. He will be creating us a bunch of purple. It's only 5, but the fact that it's only 5 means he probably won't be getting any matches from it, which is somewhat beneficial because that will help make sure we have enough purple on the board to be able to do Azarus, which we currently don't. And it does look like he will be getting a Bone Dragon off, which is a bit unfortunate. I do take red mana, which is probably even worse. I should have went for the brown or something. So he'll do that. He will get that kill most likely, yeah. And there goes the skull, and there goes our first troop. Luckily though, we can just replace it out with our Keeper of Souls kills. We just need to actually get this thing killed and hope the courages do not trigger again. Luckily on consoles, you guys do not have to worry about all of these courages. Let's see. We could actually lose this match, which would be a little bit unfortunate. And I have a feeling we are going to head to that direction. I'm not going to be taking this downwards. If we do, he'll be able to get an extra turn off the purple. For one, let me take that first. Don't want to forget that. I'm actually going to take this to the right simply because taking it downwards, he'll get those purples, and that'll just give him more of a benefit. We're losing our turn anyways from the fact that he is a Dragon Soul with that's frozen. So we'll just swipe it to the right, and that'll help us some that way. He won't give any more purple that way, or at least the extra turn off of it. So we need brown. We need brown or purple desperately off of this board, neither of which are anywheres available, which is very unfortunate right now. And he does have that famine. It's going to be taking us down. It's going to be getting the full cast on us, so that will probably be the match, unfortunately. Let's see. He will get that famine cast off, and that's going to be very, very annoying. We could always try putting the sorcerer class into this. That would be pretty cool. So let's just retreat this then and go replace for a sorcerer class. Of course, you could even just put war and peace. You could put pretty much anything there, and it would be fairly decent. So let's go and do just that. Let's go and switch over to the Necromancer class. We can just do that, go into hero, go over to Necromancer. You unlock this just from completing the full Khetar quest line. We just go over here, over to Necromancer. Haven't used this class forever. I use this class just to get the weapon from it because it's so good, and then I just kind of switched out of it. But what we can do here is just switch that out, go to hero. We would want to use a purple weapon, particularly a purple-green weapon that we might have laying around. You can just use any purple-green that you happen to have available, which does not seem to be that many because, let's see. What is our other option other than, oh, Cursed Blade, really? Is that the only purple-green weapon that is in the game? So we would have to go something different than Cursed Blade. I'm going to be going Crescendo, which I believe you guys, I believe more console players may have Crescendo than that of PC and mobile, because currently there hasn't been a way to regain Crescendo on PC or mobile yet. It's a true damage weapon, kind of like that of Crimson Bat. That gains an extra turn whenever it gets a kill. It also gains a little bit more magic as it goes. But we'll be using this. We get 3 additional magic as well when you have the second trait. He gains 1 additional magic for every single purple, and white is the only thing on our team that does not have purple. He also has Ensoul, which will be giving us additional souls. I really wish they would add a necromancy trait to the Necromancer itself. It seems very odd that he does not have that. If they just replace that out with like Undead Bond or something, it would be insane. But we do have a lot of bonuses right now. I think I forgot to set myself as an undead, which would give us even more bonuses. I believe I have it on magic because of our weapon. But we are getting quite a few bonuses. Of course, 4 from Khetar, and we could be having 4 from the undead as well. But I forgot to reset it to that. But let's see if we can do a little bit better this time. We should be able to. We do have a little bit of a better team composition. I think with the Septate Warrior, I just gave him so much right there. Luckily, he doesn't use Brown. But Septate Warrior, unless you're using it with a Rowan, you really probably don't want to use a Septate Warrior. I thought we could get away with it using it on Azurus or just to tank up with the fact that we already had high armor, but he just didn't really work out. We didn't have the main thing that really gets us, and it might even get us again this team, is the lack of board control and the lack of mana generation. You always want to make sure you have things that can do something to the board. If you don't, you will lose control of it to troops that either just drain like crazy or just have better board control, and that ends up happening. I am taking those yellows mainly because I'm trying to get a better cascade off of here, though. Were those browns right there? Because I completely missed them if so. But we'll just go for these reds. Valkyrie will be a bit dangerous. As you can see there, we do gain a soul every single time if we happen to have a fully traded Necromancer class. And we do have a double Necromancy as well on the other 2 troops, which will help us gain a lot more souls. And it looks like he's going to be able to get his ability off as well. We'll just use our white. That will make him tank up a decent deal. I'm just going to start killing him up from the front and working our way back. We already have some damage on him, so we might as well go all the way. And there's nothing that I believe that we could have done a single tap to that would have been killed. So we'll just take these, get our souls, get our Crescendo. We'll throw our Crescendo, though it will not get a kill. And he is going to be removing all the browns, tanking up, but he'll just be giving us a skull pair to be able to use after he does so. So we'll throw this down and just get a little bit more damage. We'll be able to do that with a kill. Basically, just need to cast that 2 more times, and that alone would be the kill that we need. But I do want to get some skull spam in there after we kill the oh wait, I can't take these reds. This isn't or the Trent I meant. But whenever you're in a situation like this where you're frozen on reds, you do not want to take this 4 times pair by any means. You do not want to take it. The main reason is, you can see we need 5 more mana on our white right now. But if we take, actually, never mind. It's fine if we take it. We do have our banner set to a +1 red, so it actually doesn't matter. But normally, it would be better to swipe this over to the right here. The main reason for this is, for one, we'll be able to deny the skulls. Oh wait, never mind. Neither will deny the skulls. What am I saying? That is bad. So, plan B won't even do it. We could also bring that down. Wow. But sometimes it is better when you're frozen to go for the extra turn, mainly because, or not go for the extra turn, mainly because you do not have any chance to get a surge when you're taking a 4x match. You can only get a surge if you're taking a 3-pair. And, excuse me, but I do not believe we can really do anything here. So I'll just do this. He will get a skull out of that, but we will get the red mana. And that's why I meant with the surge that I was talking about. So there we go. We did die on it, but of course we have Keeper Souls, so we can always just keep creating more whites as we need them. And mana-wise, there isn't really much we can take on the board. We'll go for green. Everything after that, we can't really do anything at all to this board. Our white is dead now, so we don't have to worry about him being frozen off those reds or blues, so we were able to get some of that. I do still need true damage. We'll be able to get the extra turn right there. We might as well just tap that. If nothing else, we can take it, use that to take the brown, and that'll help us out with that. So we'll go for the blues here. And nope, we didn't get the cascade. So he will go purple, he'll get reds. Mana surge. And still trying to get those brown manas that we need. And that or green and purple. So we'll go for this, hopefully get a skull, or at least distract him with a skull. We get neither. But if nothing else, we can always crescendo, take our extra turn from there. And we can also take our greens while taking the skull, just seeing if we have any other option. We could create a purple right there. If we had like giant spider, this is like why you need the board control. When you don't have the board control, you can't take good moves like this. Like we could convert that, get a 10 times green right there, and get a skull. But unfortunately, we'll just have to go for the green and skull, which I guess is enough for the move. We'll be able to follow it up with a crescendo, and then the skull spam him. We still haven't gotten a Keeper of Souls out this match, which again, we don't have the mana generation to really feed him too much. We'll let him take that skull. I'm not really too worried about that. Our hero is up front right now. He'll be able to tank fairly well. Also, we just created a white right there, so now that fixed our white problem. We now have true damage that we'll be able to kill out, so we can take these blues once again. Not even going to worry about those skulls, because all we need to do is just fill up our white that was just created from our Keeper of Souls, and then that will be our additional souls, as well as the kill on whatever we want. And I'll just take these yellows, mainly for the extra turn. We get a skull out of it as well. Since that's more damaged, the Valkyrie, I'm just going to go for the Knight Coronet, and then we can kill the Queen Mab afterwards. I'm not too worried about Queen Mab right now. She would take about 3 to 4 casts to actually kill us right now, so we don't really need to worry about her. If we could take brown without giving him a skull, that would be amazing. And there we go. We'll be able to use that on green, on red. None of them seem to be doing an extra turn though. On blue, oh wait, yes it is, right on blue. So that should be match. We'll finally get some skulls off, get our extra turn, and just clean up with that. So we'll take that, and nope, that will not be enough unless we can find a 4-pair or 4 times pair of skulls somewhere. Otherwise, we'll just have to use white, and that will be the wrap-up. So yeah, we can't kill it with that. It'll be 1 damage short, so we will use the white to kill it off. So yeah, we do end up getting the max souls from it. A little bit worse than I thought it would perform, but most of the necromancy teams currently within the game that spam them on PC and mobile, because it's a lot better to spam them after the most recent patch that raises the cap that you see up there. But after that, there aren't really too many good troops that use necromancy for the most part. Azarus, Keeper of Souls, Death, things like that are pretty good. I could have used Death in many of these teams as well. I try not using Mythics though, as I know many of you do not have Mythics, and if I just show teams that do use Mythics, then it wouldn't be as beneficial. Anyways, that will be wrapping it up for this video. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Also, feel free to comment on what you think of the new interface thing, like the thing I have up right now that shows all of the teams that we currently have. I will be doing that for now on, just to kind of give a general overview of what we're going to be doing every single video, just for higher clarity. But anyways, that'll wrap it up for this video. Thank you as always for watching, and have a wonderful day.